While he was executive producer of the Muni, Paul Blake tried several times to craft a new musical by combining old songs with an old movie. His one success was White Christmas. After the Muni premiere in the year 2000, the playwright David Ives and the director Walter Bobby joined the creative team for a revision that opened in 2004. This version toured in a variety of places, came back to the Muni in 2006, and finally opened on Broadway in November 2008. This show first came to the Fox in December 2009. The second tour at the Fox opened and closed last week. It had some wonderful production numbers. Act One concluded with a dazzling rendition of Blue Skies, and I Love a Piano was just as brilliant at the start of Act Two. Neither number has an equivalent at the comparable point in the film. The main difference between the musical and its source is that the Broadway version has more music and less story. The emphasis on music in the musical is a good thing. The story is not the strongest element of the film, and no harm was done in simplifying this tale of romance between two pairs of performers. Bob Wallace and Phil Davis are a song and dance team who met in the Army in World War II. In 1954, they're big stars, and as a favor for an old Army buddy, they go to see the act of his sisters, Betty and Judy Haynes, who are just starting out. Phil and Judy hit it off immediately. Bob and Betty are the only two people in the theater who don't realize they're destined for each other. Phil cons Bob into going to the ski lodge in Vermont that is the site of the sisters' next gig. There's a great number on the train. The owner of the inn is none other than Bob and Phil's old Army general, who's having a rough time because there's no snow. The two men come up with a plan to bail out their beloved commander, but just as this act of kindness is softening Betty's heart toward Bob, she gets the wrong idea about his motives. The production at the Fox brought a fine cast to the musical numbers under the knowing direction and choreography of Randy Skinner. I can't show you pictures of all the performers because the photos I have are from last year's tour. Sean Montgomery was properly debonair when Bob was performing and properly reserved when he wasn't. Jeremy Benton had the impish charm needed to make Phil likable. Carrie Conti projected Betty's cool, and Kelly Sheehan radiated Judy's warmth. The General and his general factotum were a delight in the performances by Conrad John Shuck and Pamela Myers. Shuck is best known for MASH on film and Macmillan and Wife on TV. Rep subscribers with long memories may remember Myers as Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd and Mama Rose in Gypsy. I certainly do. White Christmas was wholesome, nostalgic family entertainment, what many theater goers are dreaming of at this time of year.
Indeed, very good. So I think we should hear some Irving Berlin now.